I'd like to introduce one of our clients, Adam Sessions. He's CEO and founder of One Wire Fiber. And how long have you been a Turnium customer?
Uh, it's 2017. We first were introduced really kind of in March. Probably spent maybe 60-ish days kind of vetting and going through the onboarding process, but just a little over 5 years at this point.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
What voice platform are you using?
We have been running the NetSapiens platform for probably almost 3 years now.
Nice. And what customers do you sell to?
We are primarily in the SMB space, which I know everyone kind of defines slightly differently. But for us, that SMB space is really about 75 handsets and below.
That's actually the sweet spot of the SMB space because it has the most customers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how do you go to market with Turnium?
So we really get engaged on the front end through the discussions of really kind of qualifying the opportunity, and you know, we're a little bit different engine here, being that we're also an ISP, and that's truly how we were first attracted to the product. But we found it to be so much more versatile for us in the voice side. And those original or early voice questions about the importance of the voice and the impact that it could potentially make on their business if they have downtime and outages. Quality of service side is also part of that discussion. But really, we're just looking to qualify and then quantify in the very beginning. And as long as those kind of red flags pop up that the voice is really important, that's how we then get engaged in kind of talking through the ISP portion. Because like I mentioned, we're also an ISP, but not in every case are we able to fit their needs. There's usually some kind of contractual obligation that might be there. And so we have to work with their existing ISP, and that's where the service comes in. That's pretty invaluable to us.
So if you're not managing the layer 3 and it's somebody else, how does Turnium help?
So the value that we can do, and I'm sure that we'll probably get into this, but in terms of being able to deploy the device, I mean, we've pre-purchased the device, we have it, you know, kind of sitting in inventory. We literally can deploy a device within, you know, a couple of hours to take somebody from a particular world that they're in and introduce that LTE connection to give them both the high availability, but then to give them the ability to start prioritizing the voice. I mean, we can solve issues overnight, and that's one of the dangers of how good the product is. We could fix problems without actually becoming the VoIP carrier. So we need to make sure that we do it in the right sequence. But that's generally how we've done it and how we've performed.
Is it better customer experience? Is it end-to-end network visibility? And what is the number one takeaway that you guys over there at One Wire get from the product?
Yeah, so for us, really, the customer experience really drives everything that we do. The visibility side is interesting. You know, I was just making some notes when you mentioned the API, and you know, unfortunately, not being as technical as I'd like to be, I don't see that aspect on a day-to-day basis. What I hear and the information that makes it to me is always driven around the problems that are there, and did we solve them, right? And that's the value really that we've always seen, and why we've continued to push the product and make it part of our strategy on really how we go to market. And look, the reality is it's not a situation where everybody always has to have that aspect of that perfect call quality. But for the folks that do require it, they're so instrumental to your business and to our functionality, and being able to have that product in our arsenal to deploy quickly and easily, and be able to bring different legs on. And then as we decide to switch from an LTE option, maybe that individual, pops up and now a certain new coax provider is available, or a new fiber provider is available in that neighborhood, they bake in that new connection. It really becomes an amazing tool for us. I mean, there's really no other way to tell you that, other than it's fantastic, and that's why we've used it for as many years as we have.